Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. This is a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read for July 20th, 2020. Take a deep breath. Okay, we're going to pull an energy card first. This is a very detailed read, this one. A lot of stuff came up here. This is for July 20th, and so today is the 20th, it's the Judgment card, and the day adds up to 31, which is the Five of Wands, the expansion energy, competition, conflict, games, but also the quest, the pursuit of happiness. Okay, so let's see what the general energy is coming up from the energy deck. Let's clear all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all those concerned, and fill that empty space with beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light. And so it is. Transmute, transform, transcend, and clear, and fill. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What is the message for this read? All right, 2 cards came out. Third chakra, Archangel Shemuel, which has to do with the solar plexus and shining your light, your confidence. It's the number 37, which is the King of Cups. Unconditional love. So unconditional loving yourself, being confident, being your true authentic self. And then envy also comes up with the number 20, which is perfect for today, which is the 20th. And judgment of the others around you, and allowing you to shine your light no matter what others think or feel or say about you. Don't let them dim your light, right? Don't fall down to their lower vibration. Allow their lower vibration to rise to yours. So that is the message. This also wants to come up, the cornucopia. This is like Thanksgiving every day. Show gratitude every day for what you have, and the underlying energy is the angel of love. So stay in your heart space. 49 is the Get Your Wish number, the card, the 9 of Cups. So be the angel of love that you are. Be your inner child. Give thanks and don't dim your light for anyone around you. All right, so this is the read for today. I'm going to show it to you close up so you have a picture of it, so you can refer to that if you'd like to during the read. And then this whole read in front of you is right here. Okay. All right, so today, July 20th, 2020, the SIRIAN STARSEED deck was cut and dealt at 9:44 this morning. And that's the Hermit and the 44 of the Four of Cups. Grounding and integrating and mastering of love, but especially receiving of love. And at 9:52, 52 being the Queen of Swords, I was getting the word dance. So do the dance. That's the dance between the masculine and feminine, side to side, and between the 3D and 5D, up and down. Then at 9:56, 56 being the Two of Swords, I was getting a scent of a woman, the scent of a woman from the movie. And then at 10:10 to 10:11, which is the Wheel of Fortune and Justice, I was getting lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. All right, so we finished clarifying this read at 10:13, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Death card. So transitions, ending, transformation, the dark night of the soul. And the major arcana for this read were the Wheel, the Great Wheel, which is the Wheel of Fortune, Ascension, which is the World, Abundance, which is the Empress. And before the read, because I always pull a few cards on either side of the read, we had the Chariot before the read, and then after the read, the Solar Deity, which is the Sun, and the Star came up. We had 4 swords, 1 pentacle, and 3 wands. No cups in this read, and there were no cups in the read yesterday for the masculine either. This is for the divine masculine twin flames, which means it affects the masculine within the feminine as well. It is a general reading, so please don't force anything to fit if it doesn't resonate with you. And if you should need anything from me as far as readings, Reiki, healing, whatever it is, you can find all my information on my website, twinflames3344.com. And most of the information is also below in the details section. If you like what you see or hear, please do subscribe and share and like if you like the video. And I'm always happy to receive your comments and share between us. That's how we expand the codes. And I get stuff back from you when you comment as well. So I love hearing from you guys. So we had 4 swords, 1 pentacle, 3 wands in this read in front of you. The court cards were the King of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. And then after the read, we also had the Queen of Cups come up. The code line for me was all about parenting, but individuality first and then parenting. And the numbers that came up, we double ones and double tens, so that very high vibration of truth and balance, which is justice. So keeping your vibration high, always coming back to 0 point again, coming back to the present. And the number 10 was the number on the code line as well. So it's all about destiny, a turn for the better, good fortune, and keeping that high vibration. The code line regarding individuality and parenting. And remember, when we bring up parenting, it's not just about parenting your children, it's about parenting your inner child and also your parents at times. So the code line was all about the Master of Flames, which is the King of Wands. And the G was coming up. So normally I would think of the G as the God energy, but the G comes up in multiple ways here. It comes up as Gabriel in the read today, and it comes up, it can be the G spot, it can reference a couple other things that came up. We'll see what else comes up as I go through this. But the code line was all about the number 10, parenting and individuality, being authentic to yourself, in a show of power of your high vibration, your destiny, to see the God within you. And this also has to do with the GI, because that's your GI tract is what transmutes the physical body. Whereas you work on transmuting the etheric bodies, your body comes equipped with transmuters for the physical body. So that's also coming up. To keep that high vibration in the destiny, see the God within you. The King of Wands, which came up reversed in the read today, needs to toggle up with kisses and hugs. So give himself self-nurturing, kisses and hugs. Also, a show of power can be referenced to nickel, right? Transmuting the nickel or alchemizing nickel into gold. The show of power is the nickel from those who don't have, because they're the ones who become inspired, right? And also Tennessee was coming up. And the G came up from Tennessee, and we'll get into that in a second. But the GT cars were coming up here. And specifically, and GI bill came up, as well as gastrointestinal with GI. GTX came up, which is a couple different things. It's Garrett Motion Inc., which is a transportation system, turbochargers based in Switzerland. It's supposed to make vehicles safer. And also the Plymouth GTX, which was considered the gentleman's muscle car back in 66 to 71. Another header that came up was Master Flame Spark. The mastermind between or behind the War of All Heaven star system and the Alliance star system, and that Master Flamespark has a deep grudge against the Alliance because they threw him out. Master Zhang Quan had thrown him out, and then he's been scheming for thousands of years since then. Okay. That's regarding the Divine Masculine as the Master Flame Spark, right? He's got a grudge. And then we have another header from Gremlins, which was cool because we were talking about Gremlins yesterday. My daughter was here. She went home today. The Flames lyrics came up from genius.com. Another header was Intro to Inorganic Chemistry from en.wikibooks.org. That was from March 19th, 20. And that was stating that since Ni, or nickel, is in group 10, we count electrons on Ni as 3D10. A frequent source of confusion about electron counting is the fate of the S electrons, or the Sophia electrons, the feminines. On the metal, the heavy metal, is the masculine. And then it says X, our electron counting, and I wrote the X, but it meant example. Our electron counting rules predict TI, which is source energy, is 3D, and then 1, which is the unity consciousness, in the octahedral complex. And then they showed the formula for that, which was the TI in brackets with then H2O in parentheses and 6, and then 3 plus outside the brackets. So I'm not a math person, but someone might know that formula. And then we have the header of Flame Master times 2. It came up twice. Another header was TYR-Flames of the Free, lyrics from genius.com. And that was a heavy metal hit, a steady power hit, but it's metal. And it was imposing the imposition of Christianity on ancient Norse. That was what this song was about. Another header was Into the Flames, The Young Underground, number 3 by Robert Elmer, and that's from goodreads.com. And that was about a couple 12-year-olds deciding to deliver, a newspaper they could get killed for, right? And regarded the Nazi times, delivering newspapers against the Nazis, under the radar. And then another header that came up was Flames from All Music, a Christian rapper. In Flames Come Clarity, and that was from YouTube. And then I was getting connection here. Another header was Construction Drawing Abbreviations, thehouseplannshop.com. And then the last one, I just looked up Tennessee because Tennessee was kind of coming up in the header. So I wanted to see if anything was relevant from Tennessee that needed to be announced on my video. And the only headers I got was about Bubba, who was booed and then crashed in the race down there, regarding not allowing the Confederate flag to be waved, and all the prejudice and that kind of stuff. And then him coming out saying, well, when I'm down there and there's a Confederate flag, it doesn't necessarily mean that they hate me. So he was actually trying to, pave the way to be in the middle, as opposed to going from one extreme to the other, feeding into the drama. Another header that had come up was from 2 days ago about John Lewis dying, who was a civil rights person, an icon, also a Georgia congressman. And he died at the age of 80. And 80 Around the World in 80 Days came up the other day. And this happened on July 17th. So also what came up from Tennessee had to do with the G letter in the code line, because there's a golf course there, Greystone, which they canceled the, which tour was it? One of the major tours, the TGA tour canceled or withdrew from their course because they didn't have appropriate ways for people to get out according to social distancing guidelines right now. So they pulled out of their golf course for this tournament. So they decided to make their own tournament. So this is at Greystone. And they're talking about putting rocks around the G. The G Rock Open now, since that tournament was canceled. So that was coming up from Tennessee. So that was some stuff about social distancing. And then we come back to the code line again. So also the 5 and dime was coming up, and nickel and diming people to death, and seeing the G Master of Flames being sweet with kisses and hugs. And right, that could be the guy who hits the spot, right? The sweet person who gives lots of sweet kisses and hugs or touches gently as opposed to being aggressive. But nickel and diming was coming up here, and 5 a dime. That may be someone who's, doesn't have a lot of money to spend. And then July 7th, 2020, was the G Master lens came up, which is a camera lens, was unveiled just on July 7th. And that was from Sony. It was the FE 12 to 24 mm f/2.8. The world's widest full-frame zoom lens with a constant f/2.8 aperture. So this lens is supposed to be good for landscapes and astrophotography, architecture, and sports, or in other words, wide perspectives. So it was really funny because on this site also had commenters, and one of the commenters was from the DM, which was their initials, but it was really funny that it came up as the DM. And the comment was, "Sorry, but I'm done buying camera equipment. I have a Nikon D810 with lenses and Sony with lenses. There's no way I'm going to pay $3,000 for any lens either. I have no problems at all with shooting the Milky Way or night photography with my f/4.0 lenses at around ISO 3200. My shots are much clearer than the Sony using the same settings. The only people who'll be using this lens are people like Mark Gaylor, or whatever his name is, or someone else who got the lens for free from Sony. So obviously this is someone who doesn't like their stuff." So that was the Divine Masculine response. And then we have, that was at 11:01, which is Justice and the Magician. And then at 11:02, TXO Optics came up. And optic came up in another word too. So there's just something about optics coming up here. And then with TX, of course, Texas comes up. So then the headliner for Texas was 3 members of the Thin Blue Line Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club were killed. And this is about 65 miles north of San Antonio, which is interesting because 65 is the King of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles was significant in the read today. They were out celebrating the birthday of their organization, the Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club, and a drunk driver crossed the lanes in the opposite direction and crashed into the group head-on, so killed 3 of them, and then 9 others were in critical condition. So this was very interesting because at the beginning of the read references back to this group, which it may not be a message you would like to hear. It's a negative message, but I'm not the message. I'm just the messenger giving you what comes up from the read. So there's something significant about this police group. You know, they may not have been all on the up and up, okay? So, and there were a lot of heads of organization. This members, one was like a head of the Chicago group, one was the head of the, perhaps it was the San Antonio group, one was a national header. So there was, you know, big people in this group of police here. So the ANI, the ANI came up as one of the acronyms in the code line, which one of them is a bird from the cuckoo family, or the cuckoo family. And also ANI is the plural of anus. So that regards multiple assholes, which came up in the beginning of the read, which is what I'm getting to. So there's a lot of other definitions for that word. You can look it up if you want. I always use Wiktionary because it has all the languages definitions. And then TX for Texas also references telephone, treatment, or therapies. So going back to the code line, we get someone may be cuckoo and tense. Maybe they're cuckoo from being tense or stressed out. Regarding ETs, which can reference extra dimensionals, or it can reference the word and, because ET means and in French. So someone's going cuckoo with their tension or their stress with ETs, perhaps dealing with, maybe they're dealing with aliens. We're talking about Texas. Maybe they're going cuckoo trying to keep the aliens out of the country. But with the he, ET, he, and or E, which is regarding the feminine energy or the Elohim, and then the G Master, which also the Gym Master or the GI coming up of flames, which is the man of passion, right? These are men of passions, and the wands men can lose their tempers really easily, right? Because they're wands energy. So the G Master of flames regarding Texas, to spot a human. So toggle up to go into your feminine energy to remember that this is a human being, even if it's the King of Wands reversed, who's coming up in this read, right? Because that's the man who loses his temper, and it may be a very bad man as well. And it can be just someone who's having a bad day too, and just snaps. There's a wide range of things the King of Wands can be, but he's not the good man. He's not the King of Wands upright, who's the man of passion that we all love. So this is someone going cuckoo. Could be someone losing their mind because they're stressed out, right? How many times have we heard of people who get stressed out on the job from too much stress and then go out and shoot people? And we're dealing with Texas here. There's a lot of guns exposed here. So again, going back to the code line here, there could be multiple assholes involved. And then the number 10 comes up. There could be 10 in that group that were considered not nice people. To see the G, the King of Wands reversed in Texas, again, Texas is coming up directly with the assholes and the 10, and the King of Wands reversed, the bad man. The humans or toggling up they need to go into their feminine energy to give themselves an inner kiss and a hug. Members beckon or wave to their 10 destiny, their high vibrational destiny. Also, the ring was coming up, so this could be a ring of people. Extreme high vibration destiny, which again, some of them had passed away or were deeply hurt. So there's a lot of perspectives you can see this message in. To see the G Master of Flames, the King of Wands reversed. Remember, this is a human, that he's flawed. The Ace of Swords, and it wasn't referencing the guy who hit them, it was referencing the underlying energies of this group. We're not all up and up, right? So of course all the anger is going to go at the person who was drunk and killed these people, if that was the case. But there were other energies that Spirit's wanting me to bring up about the group, because they weren't all on the up and up, okay? So, and it's not referencing all of them, but they did bring up the number 10 here. So we have, this read starts out with the Ace of Swords upright, which is the truth coming out, the truth being presented after a vehicle accident. All right, this is coming out from the read, so this is referencing back to the code line immediately. The Ace of Swords, the truth out, the truth that was held just beneath the surface after a vehicle accident, a state of emergency, or a breakdown, break up, or break through in withholding, and that can be withholding evidence, and someone who's pleased with themselves or arrogant, or it could just be someone who's happy or learned to be satisfied with themselves. But then we have, again, the numbers were coming up as the 9 of Cups, which references the amount of people who got hurt, critically hurt in the accident. And then 1 Pentacle and then 1 Chariot down I wrote, and that came out as 911, which I didn't do that on purpose. So 911, 9 Cups, 1 Pentacles, and 1 Chariot down. 911, the truth of the 2 of Cups, the connection of the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles, and the need here for compassion a lot. And then we have the 2 sovereigns in their power. So now there's 2992, which is a reflection of 29 and then 92, 29 being about in the present moment, and then 92, would be the opposite of that, not in the present moment, not in their intuition. And saw 2 sovereigns in their power. The truth of 2 cups, the connection of the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles, which also can be 2, that can reference the masculine and the feminine in their true power. The 2 sovereigns in their power, where the truth is just below the surface and now has come out. The Queen of Wands upright, home, drained, or with crazy or draining kids or sick and tired of the overexposure of twins, or Leo or ego who fell on their face or fell from grace or lacking faith, or fell for the King of Swords upright, who's in his truth today. 1137 is Justice and the King of Cups. And this could be a Leo who fell on their face, or their pride, which can reference their children, right? Because the Leo's pride. So someone Leo or ego or their pride, their children, fell on their face from grace or lacked faith, or fell for the King of Swords, who's now in his truth, but what may not have been in his truth before. So remember that people can also change. They can decide they don't change who they authentically are, but they can change from being the negative aspect of themselves to the positive aspect of themselves. The Queen of Wands is home or stable in need of sunshine. Over 2 of Cups connection, lacking faith in their own ability to be sovereign. And that was the Queen of Wands. So at 1138, which is then the Justice and the Queen of Cups, and 38 came up multiple times. I pulled out a bill today that had the number 38 on it as well, which is the Queen of Cups, and she is upright in the read today. She's actually she's reversed in the underlying energy, one of them, and then she's upright in the rest of the read. And that could be 2 different Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, I mean. So back to the Divine Masculine. So not sleeping, rising above, awakening to emotionally fulfilling things, perhaps, or people. Happy ending or end of a family cycle. The Scrooge, King of Pentacles, which could be the Divine Masculine, is peeking out to see what's going on after hiding behind the G of Gabriel, the throat chakra activation. The divine mediation over sharing equally and being balanced with the Emperor. And does the Emperor need his help, or is he checking in to make sure he's able to continue on carrying his weight, right? Because the Emperor tends to be the older person who may need to step down soon. Or the King of Pentacles is waiting for the Emperor to step down, but the Emperor's not quite ready yet. And the King of Pentacles is speaking over the King of Swords, and the King of Swords with all 16 channels on. 8 plus 8. Perhaps he's got his loudspeaker on, or both are always trying to outdo the other, speaking over each other, competing but not talking to each other. And now this is different because we first started out with the Emperor and the King of Pentacles, who are actually getting along and have a very loving relationship. But the King of Pentacles may be kind of antsy, waiting for the Emperor to step down. He wants to take his place. And then we have the King of Pentacles sparring with the King of Swords. Now they're both upright as well, but they don't speak to each other. They just compete with each other, and the Emperor may have done that to them if they're his sons, but they can be partners as well. So there's a slow death here, or clinginess, resisting change, one with a microphone, the King of Pentacles, and the King of Swords with a stereo system to outbeat him. And he's more militant as well, the King of Swords. The King of Swords doesn't want to trample the King of Pentacles, but he will if he has to. He's got no problem with the King of Pentacles taking the fall for him. And the King of Pentacles is more conscientious, but he may be tight with his money or hung up on ownership things, right? Perhaps he hoards or refuses to share. Or the Emperor is a Scorpio reversed, and they're both waiting for him to fall so that one of them can take over, and they're vying for position. Or they're tainted bedfellows. Do you actually know who your friends are? Remember, guilty by association. The tainted police or military are coming up here as the King of Swords. But all three men here are upright. The King of Pentacles, the King of Swords, and the Emperor. To tell the truth. Will the real liar please stand up? The King of Pentacles, second to the King of Swords, or the other way around. It depends on the perspective, but the Emperor makes it clear that he's on top. Perhaps one of them is out of the running, but which? Looks like great affection for the King of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles for the Emperor, sharing, balanced, or they teach and learn from each other. The Emperor has a sideways glance, though, at the King of Swords upright. It doesn't look like he trusts him at all. Perhaps all are in their truth, but there's no affection or love between the Emperor and the King of Swords. That truth without love can be excruciatingly painful, holding back a new life during the state of emergency. And then the Nine of Cups upright, which is satisfaction, getting your wish, presents the truth to the sovereign, perhaps about a Leo or ego taking the fall guy. Perhaps the King of Pentacles is presenting the truth to the King of Swords and the Emperor. And then we have stay optimistic. So here's the opti comes up again. So optical illusion may be coming up, and optics in general, just anything having to do with the eye. But stay optimistic, and then beneath that was trust. The masculine needs to trust and have faith and stay optimistic about his love life. So at 12-12, which is 2 hangmen, the Emperor's upright, dazed and confused, or stunned into submission. Burdened, caught with their pants down, perhaps him or his partner. The harsh truth of S&M or dominatrix or rehab, hospitalization or MASH unit or gangrene, the Green Berets, arrested, cuffed. The truth is out of a rescue mission, unable now to keep it quiet or under wraps. So there's all different situations coming up there. And that was at 12-14, which is the Hangman and the Temperance card. It's the Patience card, the higher love, but impatience is coming up here. However, the Temperance card was upright in this read, but the King of Wands was not. So now we have the 12 and the 12-15, which is the Hangman and the Devil. The Emperor with staff grinding into plates, cups, or food on the floor. So he may be pissed that people are leaving stuff all over the place. That can be at home or work, but it's talking about staff. Teeth grinding as trophy bride continues to get all the attention or light. Perhaps their secret background is out. Perhaps their secret background is not deemed good for his reputation. And we're talking about the Emperor here. The English patient then comes up. The nursemaid, and then the nursemaid of the premise of the movie, right? About taking care of this man who'd been burned, so that he's got the nursemaid, and then he's also thinking about his true love, who he's left dead in the canyon, in the cave. The thief with missing fingers or sticky fingers, or one who can't keep quiet, unable to keep a secret. The wheat fields on fire, or secret rescue mission, or rescue from a fire, telling them to stay quiet, otherwise you'll breathe in the smoke. So stay low and don't breathe, don't talk. Breaking, so that could be, firefighters as well. Breaking a prisoner free from their shackles, or someone's about to be experimented on and someone's saving them. A surgical procedure and already drugged. So that could be someone who was drugged against their will to have a surgical procedure, or literally someone who's captured and is being experimented on. Saving the daughter from sex trafficking ring, and of course the movie then Taken comes up. Or the military experiments on humans, or ETs, right? Our own government experiments on ETs. We don't know if they're alive or dead when they find them. Or an adventure. The spy who loved me, live and let die. Or the emperor just can't believe the drama his life has become. Or just watching a lot of movies, can't sleep, or is awakening. So communication comes up here with 33, which is the Christ vibration, but also the 7 of Wands, standing up for yourself, taking the high ground without being defensive. And beneath that was leadership, and 81, which is the end of karma. Maybe the age of someone you're dealing with, an emperor perhaps. The Christ consciousness and the end of karma between 33 and 81. As Moses says, talk to the hand. Or Moses says, stop in the name of love. After all, Jesus was a Jew at 1229, which is the hangman, and the present moment again. We have the same energies coming up. The 6 of Swords reversed and the Devil reversed. Cat got your tongue came up. No boating, or boat is out of the water. No peaceful place to be while detoxing chaos. And the Page of Pentacles, learning how to be satisfied with themselves. Unhappy and walking away after putting so much emotion into it. The Queen of Cups reversed is out the back, Jack, or sticky fingers, or got away with intellectual property or intel. Or the Queen of Cups reversed is the thief, but it doesn't have to be. The masculine could be the one doing this. To catch a thief comes up here. In the movies, they never suspect the kind woman. This could be an actor. And this could be a masculine who wants to be an actor, because when you're an actor, you get to be kung fu and walk the earth like kung fu. You get to be the manipulative bitch or the thief, playing lots of roles. But then again, if you know an actor, are they actually trustworthy in a relationship? Gold and lace drapes or a dress, and poop and cups all over the yard, leaving behind dysfunction and BS. And that could be literally BS. And the divine masculine, or the Queen of Cups reversed, breaking out of there. Or the Queen of Cups reversed is upset because he's always watching Westerns, or thinks he's John Wayne or a Texan. Or they have saloon doors in the house with filigree. Another score that they found, at least he or she can't take them with them when they leave, or scam them, or steal stuff out of the house. They can only take what they can hold. And then the jerk was coming up, right? Because when he leaves the house at the end, he only can take what he can hold in his hands. So the jerk and the asshole are both coming up today. 78, lay them straight, as the Page of Pentacles, child, or perhaps a Capricorn, or opportunity watches them walk out the door, leaving them behind, or two leaving, going back to where they once belonged, or leaving after a visit. Perhaps sent them packing, or home with a lot of stuff or goods at 1241, which is the hangman and the Ace of Cups. Or kids who stole a bunch of stuff from their parents, or the parents sending their kids home with too much, and kids getting away with murder, right? Because we love them. At 1243, the hangman and the 3 of Cups. The Queen of Cups reversed, unhappy or just never satisfied. And the Page of Pentacles, good without the chaos. They're happy someone's leaving. Happy they're leaving after getting or taking all their attention away. The truth is out about a thief or robbery or ghosting or runaway or a mission statement. The truth was just below the surface. Got out just in time. The King of Swords being truthful now with the Emperor, no longer silent or silenced, communicating, perhaps preaching to the choir. In the recent past is the Page of Swords reversed, the child or adult who lies, spies, or spreads rumors, or gives the silent treatment, or with negative self-talk, or no message, news, or bad news about the bad guy getting away. The Ten of Cups reversed is the end of family or an emotional cycle between the Page of Swords reversed and the Knight of Wands upright on a rescue mission or a missionary, or when the family's unhappy, they're here to save the day. Rushing home from the workplace with issues, losing money and or time or third party, or back from shopping and where everything must go, or a yard sale, or raising money by washing cars, perhaps saving money or withholding, playing ball, or hard-boiled egg keeps coming up. Or this is someone playing ball, like sports and stuff like that, or playing hardball with someone, or the Page of Swords reversed, hiding money from the Page of Wands upright, so one kid hiding their money from the other, or the Page of Wands is distracted by or inspired by the Queen of Cups upright here. Now this can be a different Queen of Cups, or it can be the same Queen of Cups who's now in a positive energy. Or the Page of Wands purposely is distracting the Queen of Cups, so the Page of Swords reversed can hide the money or something else of value they don't want her to know about. Perhaps kids drinking, or someone hiding alcohol issues at work, or hiding their mess they were supposed to have cleaned up, like a bedroom, or fighting with or haggling with the Queen of Cups upright and the Knight of Swords upright and the Queen of Swords reversed, or time for their friend to go home. This is like a moms and kids coming together. It looks like not everyone's happy here, though. Somebody's upset about something. So it could be just time for a friend to go home, or perhaps a mother didn't know the friend went over their house and she's mad because of social distancing and she didn't want them in their house. So she's coming to get the child. That could be one scenario. Or they're hiding a runaway from an abusive mother. That's another scenario. Or the Queen of Cups is a mediator between the Page of Swords reversed and the Page of Wands upright together. And on the other side, the Knight of Swords upright and the Queen of Swords reversed. Or the Page of Wands is speaker of the house, even though they're a child. Maybe it's a grown man who acts like a child, but they're speaker of the house, or always the one showing off, or has to go first, right? Because it's that wand energy of being passionate and liking to be the actor, to be seen and be heard. Or the Queen of Cups upright and the Page of Wands upright are surrounded by harsh words and liars, naysayers. The Page of Wands could be standing up for the Knight of Wands running away, or the Knight of Wands keeping family out while the Page of Wands talks to the unhappy group. The foundation here is the Ascension card reversed, so the world upside down, where the worst is over, with the Ten of Pentacles upright and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. And the Queen of Pentacles here may be all about the family money or the family status, and she's holding on to that because that's what's most important to her. Holding on, grounded, saving, and being moderate on a quest to separate from the Queen of Pentacles reversed. And that could be the masculine. But stable in bliss, fighting or competing. There could be a cover here too, cover up. Fighting or competing with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, with heartbreak or separation with the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Or the Queen of Pentacles reversed is done spending on surgical procedures. And that was at 107, which is the Magician and the Chariot. Or she's just ungrounded and depressed, listening to love songs and needing closure to complete the cycle at 108, which is the Magician and the 8 of being strong, needing strength and courage. The central energy here is the Great Wheel, but it's reversed. The slowdown again, and this can just be more states slowing down or closing up again. Slow motion or retrograde planets, building momentum or creating the vacuum in order to create momentum when we go forward. The Page of Pentacles reversed in need of help, money, or opportunity to come together or have a reunion, with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, who's stubborn, perhaps, and arrogant. The Page of Pentacles reversed and groups supporting the Knight of Swords upright and the Queen of Swords reversed, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, may be happily left alone, apart from them. The King of Wands reversed, perhaps, could be that Knight of Pentacles reversed, and the challenge being this King of Wands reversed shaman, or is he a shaman? Because if he's reversed, he may not be a shaman. He may not feel like he has those abilities. But this also can be someone who's stubborn and arrogant or refusing to help those who need to help themselves. So he may be taking a stand, taking off with the goods or running from a weakened state. Egos or Leo out of control or on the warpath, emergency, breakdown, up or through, or Cancer reversed, or running away from someone with Cancer thinking they're going to catch it, or run away with an angel watching over them. So someone might have an angel who took care of them when they ran away so they didn't get hurt. Or Gabriel, patient with thieves, knowing it's only an amount of time before they trip themselves up and get caught. Or Sagittarius, patient, watching stealing between Leo reversed and Cancer reversed. Or Sagittarius is the go-between and perhaps is unaware of what they're actually doing or transporting. Or Sagittarius or patient angel is running away from Leo on the warpath, or an egomaniac, or running from the scene of an accident with multiple kids and or another witnessed, or kids involved in the accident or emergency. Post-war or virus cleanup left to the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Swords reversed. The Knight of Swords is upright, the Queen of Swords is reversed. So they could be two people who are pissed because they got left with all the cleanup. And this could be after, with the infection issues, like if there's a car accident. Some people may have been very concerned about this. Frustrated, the two of them rushing in to tell what really happened, as the Queen of Cups, or speaking on behalf of the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Both may be seen as opportunistic, or never do their share, or seen as lazy. The world is upside down, or around the neighborhood, incomplete. The Page of Cups offering love, or a loving message sent by a Scorpio reversed, too weak to make an appearance or show up. Or the Queen of Cups' children are the Pisces upright and Scorpio reversed, or Pisces and or Scorpio may have been left for dead at the scene of the accident, or they feel like they were left for dead because someone left them, or Leo, King of Wands reversed, got really hurt in this accident, or unsure if he's still alive, or think they may have taken a life. Perhaps by the water, or car went into the water, or just no peace to be found under the bridge, post-war PTSD, looting, or apologies that are needed, judged sweetly, or second-time offender, or fender bender, an announcement made, hear all about it, or it was a wake-up call for lovers, or for love of a parent and their children, that the world is upside down, and if anything should happen to their little angel, right? So there was a close call or a near-death thing that wakes them up to truly having gratitude for what they have in their life. Or a wake-up call to the man with two lovers, Aquarius upright, Gemini upright, Pisces upright or reversed, Scorpio reversed, Sag upright, Leo reversed, Cancer reversed. So near death or dead tired, or just clingy child in an upside-down world or neighborhood that's in disarray, or the divine feminine in the 5D world, being patient, all of them taking one step at a time at 136, which is the Magician and the 10 of Wands, the Atlas energy of carrying the weight of the world upon your shoulders. Grounding and integrating weakness, and the Queen of Cups grounding and integrating chaos, suffering and silence while happily burdened by grief. And that's 138, which is the Magician and the Queen of Cups. Or the Queen of Cups is upright and the kids or twins are happy with each other, or alone while the Empress reversed, or Taurus reversed, Aquarius reversed, and or Virgo reversed, and that can be signs of all one person as well with the Empress, burdened by loss, regret, guilt, or shame, or they came down with a verdict of her being guilty, the Empress reversed. So again, this can be a female in the patriarchy, right? So she's in her masculine energy being taken down in the public eye. Now, in the present moment, is the Six of Pentacles upright, sharing, balancing, settling out. The King of Wands reversed, a prisoner of the King of Cups, perhaps a Pisces, with the King of Swords connected to a female, suffering in silence, which could be that Queen of Cups reversed, and stealing her heart, ghosting, and now the King of Swords awake to the Empress reversed, or the Empress reversed has a big ego, perhaps maintaining control over her sons. Pisces, King of Cups perhaps, air sign or Capricorn, King of Swords, and the King of Wands reversed may be held prisoner along with the Queen of Cups reversed, Rapunzel in the E-Tower. Perhaps the Empress gets half and the boys split the other half, and that's her version of fair. What's hers is hers, what's theirs is hers, or the way the inheritance was written, or literally collecting money for a hostage situation, Or could be like a hostage situation where it was somebody set up. It wasn't actually a real hostage. Someone's setting someone up to pay the release of a hostage in order to get the money, where there's no real hostage. Or a parent took a child overseas and is requiring ransom for the other parent to get the child back. Negotiating at the gate or being told what to do, bossed around, directed, with no peace in settling post-war, with PTSD and looting when they should be apologizing. Secret is out about the King of Swords and his truth, or has been guided by a false prophet, or the High Priestess reversed, the one who has no instinct, doesn't use their intuition or their gut feelings, and is in their head or flighty. So they may have flights of fancy, but that may be someone that the masculine's been taking advice from. The King of Swords burdened, perhaps driven, or perhaps in a drive-in movie. The drive-in movie was coming up here, and or eyes wide shut, carrying the weight of the world, and or judgment, announcement, or wake-up call to action in a near-death experience, or just being dead tired, or refusing to allow the changes, the endings, the transitions, the transformation with the world upside down. And now the King of Pentacles, patient angel, the superhero, waking up, or sleepless in Seattle, to the clarity about an offer of love, the grounding and integrating and feeling sorry for self, of lacking faith, and fell into chaos, emergency situation, and then breakdown, up or through, delays and cancellations in moves or trips, or Cancer reversed in remission and now looking at the Queen of Cups upright. The Hermit reversed was missing their flame, and now they are doing something about it. To end the nightmare with the fond memories of loving that did satisfy him at 202, which is 2 High Priestesses, 2 people with psychic abilities. And despite the burdens, this person satisfied him. Despite the burdens, the hard work, the responsibilities, and all the grief in his life, someone actually made him feel good. And someone might be doing the laundry here as well. At 217, which is the High Priestess and the Star, soon is the Knight of Wands upright, choosing a new path, perhaps not telling anyone or holding back their true desires, defenseless to the energies attacks, or feeling ganged up on from the group, dealing with chaos, egos, or state of emergency, or weak from cancer treatments, or dealing with cancer, or someone else with cancer. Patient angel offering love while recovering from grief, loss, or regret, the weight of the world, of a higher love, and being happy with self. He sees himself as the 10 of Wands, the Atlas, presently truth. It's like truth of the working man. He sees himself as that Atlas energy, the weight of the world, presenting his truth to the working men, to himself, to align. Or the truth was right there all along, but he chose to ignore it, and he's seeing this now, or turned his back to it in order to focus on work. And then the Tower came in, and all hell broke loose. He blew his top, his crown, his cover, his mind. He was blown out of the water, synchronizing without peace, spiritually, or in a break in contract and or divorce, or with Taurus reversed and Scorpio upright at full power, that can be him, or 5G towers going up, or saving Rapunzel from the E Tower, or lightning and Ben Franklin and keys and codices. Scorpio strategizing and Taurus reversed surrendering. And the train whistle was blowing as I wrote this down here at 228. 2 is the High Priestess and 28 is the Twins, the 2 of Wands, choosing your path. You deserve love comes up here, release your ex, deception, and flirt. Around the masculine, or how he's seen, is the 8 of Swords upright, imprisoned, anxious, or just in fear, kids or twins loving each other, but walking away to avoid failure, negative attention, or doing things under the radar, not by the book. Detoxing chaos at night, howling with the group or the pack, the wolf pack, the pack of dogs, following the pack or leading them to grieve justice, divorce, break, Libra. You had turned the person you had turned your back to, perhaps. Twins, shielded from dark energies, or a rogue Capricorn. At night, taking a walk, getting me time, or walking away from all of it, or from prison of negative attention. about a positive connection. Grieving under the radar, or it takes grieving under the radar, or it's just saying here that the grief actually takes precedence over everything in your life. It takes precedence over the failures or the negative attentions, right? All those things we always circle in our mind about. All of a sudden, when you're in deep grief, you're not in your head anymore. It takes over your world to bring justice if you're willing to look at the situation. The blocks here is the Ten of Swords reversed, that the worst is over and the bliss is here. The masculine blocking the bliss, breaking patterns after recovery in slow motion, as opposed to breaking patterns while grieving or over the grieving, like doing it simultaneously. The block is saying that you have to do one thing before the other when you don't. It's all part of the same process. And then individuality comes back up in parenting, and we're talking about in two duality, a dual between two is parenting. And then parenting breaks up into renting from your father, the pa renting. This is like the child renting from their father. And there's always a duel, right, with parents and children. There's always something comes up that you don't agree on. So rent a father, or two dueling over who is the father comes up, or the need to treat each child differently based on who they are. Self-discipline comes up here because remember in another read that discipline came up as the INA of the disciple, and the disciple follows someone else. So it's really about, we always think of self-discipline as a negative connotation because it's difficult. But here it's saying that's not the meaning of self-discipline. The self-discipline is the meaning of the disciple, which follows somebody else's ideals. So here we're just saying, well, we're following your ideals when you connect with your higher self. So the self-discipline has to do with using your own guidance system as opposed to looking outside yourself for guidance. That's the self-discipline. That's the spiritual discipline every day. Or following self-guidance, higher self-connection, being over the parenting and individuality thing. For everyone with it all, there's another who will fall in their shadow unless we bridge the gap between them. The Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Magician reversed may be guilty by association, by divide and conquering. They may be greedy or stubborn, or insecure and refusing to forgive, out of control, anger, and manipulation, needing the tools to cope with these things at 244, which is the 2 of the High Priestess and the 44 of grounding and integrating and mastering of love. The Empress reversed is like a mother. The Empress reversed is coming up like mother, like daughter. So again, guilt by association. 245, which is the High Priestess and the grieving card, the 5 of Cups. And also stuck in the past, unable to move past the Y in the road. The Empress reversed spreads her virus, right, the dark mother energy, the virus of negativity, of judgment, of abusing their power, or not treating the children equally, or treating them equally. It's all in the perspective that you take. The Empress reversed is opening their heart to one child and not the other. Taurus reversed, Virgo reversed, Aquarius reversed, losing their mind or over-isolating in depression, or an arrogant tyrant, or a mad genius with lacks. You know, a genius always lacks in other ways, right? So they lack elsewhere. Loving child or twin or best friend around her, but sad looking back at memories, or just her memory is gone now. Gone through a nightmare to find satisfaction with self. Even an abusive mother, who then gets Alzheimer's to find a peaceful place to be finally, while others carry the weight of the world for her for a change, right? So the mother who thinks she needs to take on all these responsibilities, and she can become abusive because she's hard on herself, so she doesn't understand how to be patient. So this is someone who never learns how to control their temper, may even get Alzheimer's to find them a place of peace, right? Because then they're forced to go within and find peace. Grieving loss, regret, stuck in the past, indecisive to make the fear last, right? People who are addicted to depression and fears. Feeling guilty for others' hard work instead of having gratitude for the freedom at last when you're free. Don't feel guilty, feel free. The Queen of Cups is upright over the nightmare, the suffering in silence or sister of rejection from her mother, the insincerity of love. Do they love one sister over the other? The jealousy, the envy, The kids not taught the tools to clear their emotions and moods, perhaps with meditation. The wounds between the mother and daughters here specifically, one still living in the mother's shadow and the other leaving to break free from the false love, the unworthiness, and loving self instead of depending on another for it. In need of sunshine and healing, for illness comes with depressions. If you stay depressed, it will bring on illness. The truth of the need to complete the cycle of the 5D world, of the world upside down, the Atlas prison of negative self-talk, of bad luck. And again, these are all perceptions. The challenge being the King of Wands reversed and the Knight of Wands upright, that the worst is over between you, both of them, all balancing out in the end with the Empress reversed and the Queen of Cups upright. So this is a father and son, they're different directions, not getting along, and then here's the Empress and the Queen of Cups, different directions, not getting along. One envious of the other and vice versa. But one doesn't show it even when they're ill or depressed. So this is another facet of this journey, right? If you pretend to be something you're not, like if you're depressed and you pretend that you're happy, that can also cause illness. So it's better to be depressed and allow it to come through you so that it passes through quickly, rather than block it and show that you're happy so that it takes a long time and then can cause an illness to be created. The Ace of Swords truth is out about the Page of Swords reversed. A liar, a cheater, a thief. Around the world or perhaps the neighborhood. In this slowdown, downturn, or twist of fate. The challenge being the King of Wands reversed, who could be sick or tired or an angry man. And the song of angry men kept coming up from Les Mis this week. Or not healing, or this man trying to balance with a female, a partner who doesn't match with them, or a child or sister who doesn't match with them, or women who'd rather have the money than you. Or the King of Wands reversed, in prison and now released, who became a whole new person, a good person, and she doesn't like him now. She doesn't like the real him, or vice versa. Or sisters or female cousins, perhaps feuding over the family money, or hovering like vultures over their prey, and their children backing them up, and then against each other, one side the hard workers, and the other side the ones with the money, at 3:15, the Empress and the Devil. The man without the money doing all the hard work for all of them, or the King of Pentacles kissing up to the Emperor, or it's the Emperor's favorite, or perhaps the Emperor is old school and gave everything to the girls since the men are supposed to be able to take care for themselves, or sons standing by their mothers even if their mothers are wrong. But now, not the King of Pentacles, he's not doing that, siding with the Emperor, while the Queen of Pentacles reversed sides with the family and or the wealth. So the truth of the Libra reverse, Pisces reverse, Taurus reverse comes out here. And before the read, the Cancer reverse. After the read, Leo and Aquarius reverse. You notice they're all reversed here. So a lot of negative energies working it out, allowing themselves to be the negative and not hide it. The challenge being the King of Wands reversed, and perhaps the block about receiving bliss. So the masculine blocking him being worthy of receiving bliss. And it was interesting the way the families were coming up, like the Cups family was coming up as the King of Cups upright with the Queen of Cups upright, and the Page and the Nine of Cups even upright, could be another person, but the Knight of Cups was coming up reversed as the black sheep of the family, the odd man out. But yet the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, which can be the sovereigns, were both coming upright in their power. And then the Pentacles family was coming up as like half, for every one upright, there's another reversed. So it's saying that for the very wealthy families, there may be more unhappy people, because for every one that's upright, there's one reversed. But the Cups family, they were all upright except for the black sheep of the family. And then it was coming up as and also from the wealthy family, you have the Emperor and Empress, right? The overseers, perhaps the grandparents. And then you have a King and Queen of Pentacles. They're one's upright, one's reversed. The Emperor and Empress, they're one upright and one reversed. And then you have the kids, two reversed and one upright. But only the grandfather, the father, and the daughter were coming up as upright and like each other in a positive way. And then the Wands were coming up as all upright except for the King of Wands. And perhaps the King of Cups might have taken someone in to work on a work release program to rehabilitate, so someone might have done that. Or the King of Cups upright and the King of Wands reversed, maybe holding the King of Swords upright prisoner. And that can just be the type of work they're doing or in the family, like the family's guilting them into staying there. And then the Swords family was coming up as just like the Pentacles, like one up and one down. For every one that is positive and has stuff, there's another one who's negative. So that's the read. I'm going to pull another energy card for you, see what comes up now. So, and it was just 10001. So the two magicians. So what is our takeaway from this read? This was a long read. A lot of information came up. And you notice my daughter was just here clearing some more stuff out of her room, but I got Glenda the Good Witch here. That's Glenda. Okay. So what is the takeaway from this read for the best and highest good of all those concerned? What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? What is our takeaway from all this? Okay, we have the fifth chakra again, Archangel Gabriel, and Gabriel came up in the read, which is why it came up in the read about activating the throat chakra. So this is confirming that. The 39 is the Knight of Cups, which was reversed here. So there may be some envy or jealousy or feeling rejected here, someone being insincere. The Knight of Cups reversed can be the one who goes around, you know, schmoozing everybody to make them like them. So they'll do things for them, but they're not being sincere. We also have appreciation, so gratitude also came up, and here's the Devil with 15, which is just the shadow side of people, making sure you show gratitude for the things that are good in your life. And then we have the Thinking Man. So this could be a masculine discovering their new abilities. What are their intuitive abilities, and what kind of work could they do that they'd like to do, that they're curious about? He's got 2 feathers in his cap, and that's 46, which is the 6 of Cups, the children in the garden, the inner children loving each other and being curious and childlike. The bottom of the deck is the blossoming abundance. It's coming with the 3 of the Empress. Now the Empress was reversed in this read, right? So that can be the opposite of this, that the abundance isn't blossoming unless you speak your truth. Okay, so even if you have victory, because victory cards behind the blossoming abundance, and this came out yesterday, because like the crown chakra card here is like a girl graduating from high school or college, and she's got everything, but she's got an unhappy face. And this is the same, having victory at the end of the graduation or the culmination or whatever you achieved in your life, and then not having the abundance, the blossoming abundance, because you can't see the good in it. All right, so that's the message here in the underlying energy. And then these 3 cups came up as Gabriel and the throat chakra being activated. And again, using your throat chakra to show your gratitude and to learn what you love to do and to love each other. And this is about making an effort to find something you love that will match, you know, with the person you want to be with. What can you do together? And this could be just thinking of ideas of what you naturally love to do, being authentic to yourself, and figuring out what are the things that are authentic to you that are also authentic to someone else that you might be interested in coming together with. But you need to speak up about it. So it's very childlike energy. We have the shadow side. The 6 of Cups was upright, and the Devil was reversed, I think, in this read. Yeah, detoxing. So again, this could be someone who's not, these 2 are reversed. Right? So not speaking their truth and needing to, not showing appreciation and needing to. That's the point of that. And then this one is upright. This is the actual inner child. When they're discovering things they're curious about, that's when you're in your truth. It's kind of like just showing an example to speak up. And even if things don't always work out perfectly, at least show your gratitude for the things that did work out. So like if you break up from a relationship, you can show gratitude for the things that did work in your relationship. See the good that did come out of it. What did you learn from that relationship? So having that positive perspective. All right, let's pull a card from the Kipper deck too. Just one last card. Okay, from the Kipper deck. What is the last message here? And I love that because the graduate from the card was just reminding me of Glenda the Good Witch here, because she's all in pink in the card, and she has a crown on her head. All right, what is the last message here? What is our takeaway? All right, we have the House reversed. This could be instability, a move, an end of a marriage. This could be the instability of the White House, you know, the governmental bodies, right? The communities that are unstable right now. All right, so these are those cards upright, the House and the community, which are all stable and perfect. And then there's a message of concern, but these were reversed. So the instability of the House and the community, right? Or the country even, that can be the community, and this could be the White House. And a message of concern with 14, which is having patience and temperance, right? Patience and balance. To be patient with everyone, each other, all right? And then the underlying energy being the 777, sudden wealth coming in. So there may be a sudden message that's actually good, but it destabilizes you because it's a good message you weren't expecting. You can still get destabilized by that. Or it could cause you to move all of a sudden where you couldn't move before because you didn't have the money. So sudden wealth with 777s, beneath that is someone may have passed away. So this could be the death of a person, but this could be a death of a situation. Or the case was closed and you're finally getting the payout that you're waiting for, whether it's a suit or disability, whatever it is. It looks like it's good. So there's sudden wealth in the underlying energy, but the sudden wealth may then destabilize the government or the family or the community, because it could be just one person's sudden wealth. So it could be a couple different situations, but it's saying that there's patience required. We have justice here of truth and balance with the 11. And then coming out as the message of concern is the 14 of the Temperance card, to be patient and balanced. Take one step at a time. Don't rush into anything. And then Russians were just coming up just now. Okay, so I hope that was helpful to you guys. Make sure you drink your water. I have to remind myself every day, which is why I remind you every day. And get your rest too. Get your joy, get your nature. Make sure you put your feet in the grass, especially when it's nice out and you can still do it. Have gratitude for the fact that it's nice out right now. And otherwise, just be you. Be happy. Have fun. And rise and be love, you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.